Hello friends, in today's video I'll talk about autofill function. Now this is one of the function that I use quite extensively and I really love it. There are a lot of times we have to enter a lot of repetitive information in Excel. It could be date, it could be copying the formula down to the right bottom of the table. So in these scenarios, autofill function makes our work very easy. Now I have created a couple of different scenarios over here where I'll talk from days like Sunday, Monday to month, Jan, Feb, then date, time, year, number, formulas, and then at the end we'll work on creating a custom autofill list. So I'll first start with short days. So when I say short days, it means I'll be not writing the whole Sunday. I'll just say sun, mon, due. So let me start with sun. So when I type sun, I have typed the first day of the series. So I can just put my mouse at the bottom right corner and drag it right down. So you can see all the days have by default come into picture over here. So this is using the default autofill function within Excel. Same way I can do it for Sunday. I'll just come here at the bottom and drag it down. There's another way of doing it wherein I have just typed in Sunday and then I double click on this box at the bottom when the plus sign comes, and it automatically takes it till the bottom of my table. So mind it, I had only 7 rows, so that's where when I double clicked on this it came down to only 7 rows. Now let's start with month. So again, I'll not type January since we are working on short month. I'll just say Jan and I'll double click on this. Oh, nothing is happening. The reason because my column before column E, that is D, and after column E, that is F, are all blanks. So if we want to use this option wherein we double click and the data automatically comes down, or the repetitive task that we have, it automatically gets carried or copied down to the bottom, it has to have a column filled adjacent to it. So in this case, now I'll just drag it down till I get December. Now let me, so I got January, and now when I double click on this, I'm getting the data automatically till December. Now let's work with dates. Let's start with 1st of January, 01/01/2021. And again, since I don't have any data in the columns adjacent to it, so I cannot use the double click, I'll just drag it down. So we can see I got the dates. Same way time, I'll take 9 AM, and since I have data over here, I can just double click on it. So I'm by default getting the time till the bottom of my table. Now the time over here is coming with the interval of 1 hour. What if I want interval of 15 minutes? So if that is the case, what I can do is, so I have 9 AM already typed over here, and then cell next to it I'll say AM. So now between these two cells I have an interval of 15 minutes. So I'll just select these two, come to the bottom of my selection where this box comes, and double click on it. So now you can see the interval has changed into 15 minutes. Now same way with year, I'll say 2012 and I'll drag it down. Now I'm getting 2012 everywhere. Now in such case, I'll have to define what it has to be. So in this case, I want it to be a series. So as I change it to series, it by default change to 13, 14, 15 and so on. And if I look at other options in that I get over here, so I have copy cell, which I've already seen. Now fill series, which we have just now seen. Fill format only. So if I have a particular format over here, let's do this. See, it got copied by default. Now I say fill without formatting. See, the formatting did not get copied, but the series got copied. Now I'll have to, if I want to change this to fill series, and it works. Next is numbers. Now when I say number, I'll just say 1 and I'll bring it down. So same how it happened with years, since these are also numbers, how it was here, I'll have to come down and say fill series. So now I quite extensively use this number option, especially where I have to give serial numbers to my data, and this is very helpful in that case. If suppose I want interval of 2, so I say 1 and then 3, select these two and then double click. So how we saw in case of time, where we defined we want interval of 15 minutes. So same way I defined over here, I want interval of 2 numbers. So I'm getting 1, 3, 5 and so on. And same way, suppose if I change it to 2, 4 and double click over here, see, it got changed to interval of 2. Now formulas. So how we saw it for working for numbers, same way it is for formula. So I say this plus 10. Now I don't have a blank, I mean these two are blank columns, so in this case obviously I'll have to drag it down. So in my formula I said this plus 10. So if I go anywhere in my formula, I can see this plus 10 it is doing. So 10 plus 10 is 20, 20 plus 10 is 30, 24 plus 10 is 34. So this is how, if suppose I have a big list and I'm doing calculation like my MRP minus my discount and then what is the total sales value that I got. So these way we can do it. Or if we are adding any two particular cells, for example if I said this plus this, so equal to this plus this, so 12 plus 2, so 2012 plus 2 give me 2014. I can just double click on this and this is adding my values. So not only a reference to one particular cell, in this case it is adding both of them. If I want to divide, subtract, anything I can do, it will work. Now the final section, how do we create a custom autofill? So Excel has this very nice feature of creating custom autofill. So this custom autofill list I use quite extensively, but in a different way. So I have created a list of my customers in a table and added it to my custom list. So whenever I type the first name and I just drag it down, so all those names automatically come within the list. Let's see how we do it. So come to fill and then options, advanced, scroll to the bottom. We'll get this general option where we get edit custom list. See, you can see all these default lists are already there. I'll delete these. Okay, so now I have to create a new list. So suppose I'll type some name with a separated by comma. And so on. and say OK. Okay. Now I can type any name out of that list. So I say Alok. So once I done, I can just drag that list down. So with all the 8 names that I've typed over here, I'm getting the list, and if I scroll it down, you can see these names will get repeated again and again because I just have 8 names over here. So this is how we create a custom list. So this is where I have typed in the custom list, but there is an option within custom list where you can actually import it from a different list. So import from list from cells. So I can create a list anywhere in my table, just select it. For example, let's do with this, just select it, say import. So it created a new list for me, and say OK. That's it. So all the examples that we have seen today, we were actually copying the data from top to bottom, but autofill works in all the directions. For example, I'll just use the last custom list that I've created. I've typed Alok. Now in a normal scenario, this is what I've shown you. What if I go up? You can see the list is coming up. Now if I go to my right side, it works, and same way I'll choose some other option. If I go to my left side, it works. So that's the flexibility that autofill gives, that if there is any repetitive task, and it could be anywhere to the right of table, to the left of table, to go up or down, we can use this feature. So I hope I showed you some different ways of how we can use autofill function, and somewhere or the other this is very common function we use on a day-to-day basis, but we may not be aware that this is actually a autofill function that we are using. If you have any questions, feel free to leave your questions or write to us. I'll be more happy to help you out. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay home, stay safe.